This is Mediatress Exposed. This series is going to ruin the news forever, but it will set you free. So I'm revealing the 6 core manipulation tactics the UK media use every single day. This is episode 1, the emotional primer. So in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to manipulate your emotions. And even though I'm telling you that I'm going to do it, it's still going to work. You ready? Did you notice that subtle change in your body? Your heart rate just went up, your body tensed, you got ready for conflict. And I didn't even tell you what the story was about. That's the emotional primer, and UK media does this to you every single day. And here's what just happened to your brain. So your emotional brain processes information 5 times faster than your logical brain. So when a headline starts with fury or outrage, you're already angry before you even know what you're angry about. And you can see this technique littered all over our media today. So regardless of who publishes the stories, they all do it, although some admittedly are worse than others. So this was just a snapshot that I went on the web and went through very quickly. And let me show you the same story written 2 ways. So first, the neutral framing. NHS winter admissions increased by 15%. And now the emotional primed. Crisis, NHS overwhelmed as admissions soar. So it's the same facts, but a completely different feeling. Watch what happens when we add more emotional primers. So let's start off with our neutral base. NHS winter admissions increased by 15%. Now let's take it up a notch. NHS struggles with winter admissions. And again, one more. NHS battles admissions surge. And then finally, alarm, NHS slammed by winter chaos. You see how each word pushes you further from thinking and deeper into feeling. And let's take this to the real world. So this is a story I'm sure you'll all remember. It's when Boris Johnson announced lockdown over Christmas in 2020. And this is how The Sun reported it. Jingle hell, fury as Boris Johnson sacrifices family Christmas. And exactly the same story, Politico. Christmas cancelled, Boris Johnson orders millions of Brits to stay at home. Now, a number of studies have shown that this issue has been getting worse over the years. One study's shown that the use of anger and fear words has nearly doubled in 25 years. Emotional priming is now common in both the tabloids, and by tabloids I mean papers like The Sun, Daily Star, Daily Mirror, but now also the broadsheets, so papers like The Times, Telegraph, The Independent. And historically, emotional priming was mainly used in just the tabloids, but now it's spread into the broadsheets. There was also a study done showing that just one emotional word, like outrage, actually increased how much an article got shared by 19%. And finally, in 2012, the UK press used the word fury just 8 times when covering a specific topic. Fast forward to 2018, when the press was covering that very same topic, and suddenly the word fury was used 586 times. So what's happened over that time? Was the Atkins diet the cause of 28 days later and we've morphed into furious zombies? Has it made us all angry citizens? Or did editors simply realise that fury makes you click? So how do you break free from this? The first step is to really recognise it's happening. I think to some level we all understand that it's happening, but not recognise it deeply. So understand that it's happening, and then we can apply the antidote. And this is the antidote. So every time you see an emotional primer word, replace it with something boring. So slams, we're going to change the comments on. Fury, some people disagree. Chaos into busy situation. And then crisis into challenging times. And we'll have a go doing it now. So fury is MP slams policy chaos. And we can simply change that to some people disagree as MP comments on challenging policy situations. Not much of a story anymore. Not going to sell too many papers based on that. So the question is, do you want a stranger deciding how you feel, or do you want to decide yourself? So when we can see the manipulation, we're able to stop it. However, Now, that's just one of the 6 tricks that they use, and honestly, it might be the tamest one. In episode 2, I'm going to expose the anonymous source game, the trick that lets media print complete fiction as fact. Subscribe and hit the bell, because once you see this stuff, you can't unsee it. Exposing the tricks is just one step, stopping them is a real fight. That's Truth Matters UK. So please join us. Episode 2 next week. Subscribe now. Thanks very much for your time.